Welcome to Chapter 6, Socio-Emotional Development in Early Childhood. Emotional and personality development. As children get older, they learn more about themselves. They understand themselves as being an individual person, and as they continue to grow, they start to understand others as well. They start expressing emotions around 18 months, other than just the happiness that they feel with their moms before then. And they really understand kind of what emotions are about. In between 2 and 4, they start understanding more emotions. In between ages 4 and 5, even more. And then that's where they start regulating their emotions. So, parental guidance, caregiving is very, very important when it comes to emotional control and self-control. Caregivers play a huge part when it comes to emotions. The one mistake that they can make is dismissing a child's emotions, even with the best intent. Parents want to distract a child from their emotions or make things feel better, or, hey, don't cry, I'll replace that toy. But being dismissive of their emotions can be very harmful for them. The approach that's most effective is the emotional coaching. So we want to be aware of the child's response, recognize their emotions, and use them as teaching opportunities, letting them know that emotions are okay, giving each emotion a name, and helping them express those emotions. And then, of course, helping them recover and help them soothe themselves and be able to maintain once those emotions are felt and ran through. Early childhood is where our moral development starts as well. From ages 4 to 7, pretty much children look at rules as they are set. They can't be broken. They are given by some huge power that can't change things. As they get older, towards 7 to 10, they start transitioning from rules are solid to, maybe they can be bent. By the time they hit 10, they understand that rules are created by people. So they consider their actions, and they also understand consequences at this time. Gender identity is something else looked at. Children take on the roles of male or female based on their social influences, parental influences, and their peer influences. So social media, anything that's accepted or broadcast out on social media, TV, they're going to see and get their ideas from, and also from in the home. So depending on if mom works or if mom stays home and takes care of the kids, that they're going to pick up those gender roles as well. And then the peer influences, children's friends and the families of their friends is going to influence a lot of their behaviors and their discoveries at this age. There are 4 distinct types of parenting and 4 distinct outcomes. And we're going to go into this in detail when we talk about it. The first one is authoritative parenting. The next one is permissive parenting, neglective parenting, and authoritarian parenting. The authoritative parenting is the one we really want to strive for with our children. The relationship is reciprocal and responsive. The communication is high and bidirectional, which means it goes both from parents to children and from children to parents. So there's an equal opportunity for each side to talk. The authoritarian is more my way or the highway. This is the rules. If you don't like it, you're going to get your butt busted. So a little more strict. This is where they don't tend to take the children's feelings into mind. And then we have permissive, that is, let children grow up as they want. They'll figure it out eventually on their own. And then the rejecting or the neglecting. This is more when the parent is preoccupied and they don't have the ability to take care of a child's basic needs or emotional needs. And for each style, there is an outcome. With the authoritative parenting, we have children with high esteem. They're assertive, they have trust, they're socially responsible, they're empathetic, and they are high achievers. With the permissive, they have high self-esteem, yet they're less responsible, and they're very impulsive. They're irregular with their emotions, they have trouble keeping and making friends, and low interest in school. With self-esteem, with the authoritarian, parenting is very low. They don't trust well, They don't get along well with others. They have poor social skills, and they have a hard time to concentrate, and they are mid-level achievers. Our uninvolved parents, low self-esteem, little confidence. Children hide their feelings. They're very emotionally withdrawn. They're disrespectful, distrustful, and they perform poorly on their own. So they tend to need other people to help take care of them. Another question we get into when it comes to parenting is punishment. Do I spank my children or not? Well, spanking is legal, but the question is it okay? And there are some negatives about spanking, so we have to look at those. It can model out of control behavior. It can also put fear, rage, anger, and separation between children and parents. It teaches the child what not to do instead of what to do. And if we're not careful, it can lead to abuse if it's used too harshly. There's nothing definitive that says that it's detrimental, but if it is used too harshly, it does become abuse. Child maltreatment. So some types are, we have physical abuse, child neglect, sexual abuse, and emotional abuse. A third of parents who were abused themselves when they were young, they go on to abuse their children. So this is really an area of concern. Poor emotional regulation, attachment problems in peer relations, difficulty in school, and other psychological issues come from maltreatment or neglect. Sibling relationships and birth order. My boys are a year and 3 months apart, and they are their best friends, and sometimes they're their best enemies. It all depends on how they feel that day. Hey boys, come here.
Yes?
Say hi.
Hi.
Who's the oldest? Yeah? Who's the one in charge? Ah, me. I like that. That's a great answer. How much do you guys love each other? Today it's a good love, kind of. The ever-changing family. Working parents. A lot of families, both parents work. A lot of single families, obviously one has to work and children have to go into daycare. And nothing says that there is any negative or positive when it comes to working parents, as long as the work doesn't interfere with home and the parents can maintain a work-life balance. Divorce is always an issue. Yes, it's better if both parents can spend time in the home together as a unit. But divorce happens sometimes, and it may be better for the kids for not having the fighting in front of them. 75% of kids don't have significant adjustment problems. That is, if the parents do things right and make sure the kids aren't to blame, and joint custody always works best. With gay and lesbian parents, a lot of people have thought that it would cause the children to be gay or lesbian, and there's no research that supports that idea. Cultural, ethnic, social, economic variables. Culture just has a lot to do with what's inside the house, how the household has ran. Ethnicity a lot of times has different effects on who the family is, as far as the extended family, how close they are. And social economic status, the income levels, they have quite a bit to do with child raising, though. Low-income homes have less access to resources, so they have worse nutrition, worse health care, worse protection, worse education in some parts, and worse child care. Studies show that low-income homes tend to be more authoritarian as well. So different issues to look at when it comes to economic structure. Peer relations. Children spend an increasing amount of time with their peers. The older they get, the more time they spend with friends than they do with family. And parents influence these relations both directly and indirectly. So parents still have so much to do with their children as they raise. Play is very important with children as well. So it increases their relaxation, their self-expression, their cooperation, their sharing, and taking turns. It reduces anxiety and boosts their self-confidence. So please make sure that your kids are having plenty of time to play. The last one is media and screen time. This includes time spent watching TV, DVDs, computers, playing video games, and using mobile media such as phones and tablets. I know it's a struggle in my house at times. Nothing wrong with them as long as we can limit the time that they're on them. Thank you for watching my video.